Hello everyone. Well, today we'll do something very, very different. Okay, a beautiful interior and a little bit of perspective, more perspective than interior. So let's have this bridge, and then you have this man with a cart. This is like 18th century Britain, Oxford University and Oxford City, and then it looks like a little bit of that. Or could be, somewhere in France, 18th century. And you have that beautiful arch, a bit of perspective here. And then you have the building, so that will teach us, as summer is coming, that will teach us to go outside and do some architectural drawings. Why not? So a bit of architecture. Some of you might be very happy with this. But it's part of when you sit outside having a coffee, which we soon will be able to, and then start drawing the surrounding area. The man in the cart is walking around selling. He's a street vendor. Then you have buildings coming through. Then you have the bridge there, which, as I said to you, I've seen that in Oxford. It looks a little bit like Oxford City. Then you have that beautiful tree here. I'll be quick with this. It's not to put you too much trouble. I have to draw every bit of it that you see. And you have the shadow of this man here. And the cart. So starting with the arch, having the architectural done as quick as you can, establishing the edges, which you see that's a vanishing point. If that starts there, you have to connect with this at the same angle. Otherwise it won't make sense. And then you have shadows here, a little bit of buildings, the pavement, very narrow pavements. The cartwheel, as I said here, and then you have a man walking there. And a bit of shadows. Well, we have brick work all around, and some windows here. And then you have this one here. These are the underneath. It's, I think it's Tudor architecture, if I'm not wrong, but maybe not, I don't know. But Tudor times. Now this system here, it's very modern. The tubes here for the water running through. And then walls being painted in dark or black at this time. And the window here. A little bit of ambience there. A nice, as I said, 18th century. A little bit of tree there, you see. In modern cities, that will not be there. Will have been cleared because that damages the walls. As far as I know, I'm not an architect, but I think that's the case. That tree shouldn't be there, but I think it's for the artist. The artist liked to put it on, and then you have that depth of this, of the bridge underneath. And then here the brickwork is up here, it's not there, brickwork. Set a little bit further up. Dark here, and then a little bit of, these are wooden houses, so you would be easily, you would recognize those lines. Shadow underneath, and then a massive shadow here. And you hear that shadow of a man onto the streets. Let's, because we've done so many humans, so let's give him a little bit of more of a convincing design shape. The man is pushing the cart, poor man. We'll see. And then these are my neighbors, so don't worry. If you hear voices, it's not us, it's my neighbors at the top. Trees all around, and it looks a little bit of a moody overcast day. And this house is a little bit darker. That's it. What we can do with this is basically now going to the Conte, the pencil. Started with charcoal, willow charcoal, and now with a pencil, because it's a lot more precision. You can add a lot more detail with this. Windows, obviously you're dealing with houses here, so the more windows you put, the more interesting that becomes. You have a door, massive door. Look, those lines, this, that, they have to match. So you see, this line matches with this, well, roughly, and this matches with the line at the bottom, and then here you have the vanishing point. Here the darks. Dark wall, as I said. Don't want to continue anymore here because there's not much information there, so let's leave it as we find it. I can give a little bit of detail here. But still are wooden houses, so get prepared for those old Victorian, not Tudor, sorry, it's Victorian more than Tudor. Yes, I think I got it now, it's Victorian houses. Or maybe Tudor houses, I don't know, you will tell me. But that design I don't think is Victorian, it's a bit older than that. Anyway, it might not even be in Britain, so. It says, Istanbul, that's Turkey, of course. But I've seen this art somewhere in Oxford. The arch is bigger, wider, but I've done it smaller here. And then the whole thing goes dark. So darken everything. And darken this one here. It's a little bit of a sketch, just a little bit off the ordinary of faces and body. And then here. And then this. Again, maybe I'm going a little bit too further to the left there. It's not much information again there. And the shadow underneath the whole thing, the whole arch. Okay. Now let's come and highlight this. The ornaments of the house. Going back to willow charcoal, because it gives some softer darks. The pencil is very, very unforgiving. It just goes dark and it just doesn't go away easily. So going back to the willow charcoal,